You are now listening to TOL Podcast, Thinking Out Loud with your host, J Lip.
And we back, and we back. Yeah, it's your boy J Lip. We back. TOLpodcast.com, the home of everything thinking out loud. Now, we got to apologize first and foremost. What you're going to hear tonight is a little bit redacted. And what I mean by that is we did a Facebook Live, which we usually transcribe so that the people online on the audio side of the game could get all they need from the podcast episode. But unfortunately, due to audio difficulties, we couldn't do such. So, with that being said, I'm going to introduce personally my big homie, my brother Levi, and of course, my favorite girl in the world, Mrs. Lip, as we try to jump into this shit and get it right. Now, as usual, when we end the shit, we say, and we out. But for right now, we got to open it up with, and we on. Let's go. Can anybody hear me now? And if they can't, we gotta cut it short because I can't just be talking to myself and y'all. Oh, there it go. Oh shit. We can hear you. Let's get it. All right. So back to.
Okay.
I just want to make sure there was a couple of things I said. When Levi was speaking, I was like, motherfucker. So I want to make that clear. When Tony was talking, I said we were talking about how, we think that we safe in these environments when it's predominantly lacking of a certain hue and texture of skin tone. However, we know that that's not necessarily the case because you don't see a bunch of these, let's say, darker formed areas suffering from school overall impact to these shootings. So I'm going to let you continue, Mrs. Lip. Let's keep it going. Thank you, Alma.
Yeah.
Love you, Alma. Let's go. Let's get it. Let me talk for 8 minutes
So,
without no vocals. Come on, let's get it.
and I think too. Okay, it's my turn. Okay,
It's your turn.
So I think too, if we want to bring the issue of race in as well, I think part of the reason why you don't hear about like young black kids in black schools shooting up schools is because there is a value that we put on our lives that I think white kids get to a point where they don't value their lives the way that we do. We don't want to go to jail. We don't want to get in trouble with our parents. We don't want to deal with that kind of punishment. So, yeah, we're going to get into a fist fight. I mean, I don't know. Maybe there's going to be guns at school, knives at school, or whatever. We're not going to walk in with, like, AR-15s and just start spraying people. Like, we don't do that. So I think there is a pretty clear delineation between how a black kid is going to deal with being bullied or having that kind of frustration with his schoolmates and a white kid.
Okay, all right. I respect that opinion. Now I want to ask y'all this. We got to transition into the bigger conversation, which is talking about the violence that occurred at the school. And let's not even kind of sugarcoat it as violence, but really the murderous behavior that we saw. How do you rectify that? What do you do to change the frequency that this has occurred in our nation? Because there's been numerous instances over the course of these years where you've seen schools get shot up by these maniacs, by these lunatics. How do we rectify? What is the solution? That's basically the short question rather. Levi, how do we resolve this? Gun violence in schools.
I would install the same thing we had in the hood. Install metal detectors and have an armed security guard. That would be my best solution. Where if you got everybody coming through one door, everybody going out one door, you got armed security, but you're not like wasting money arming teachers that are not comfortable and trained to be armed that you don't have the money to pay for. So if you were going to spend some money, spend money where people are actually training security guards. That's what they're supposed to be there to provide security. So, and then having metal detectors or some sort of, inspection or something, for the kids. That's what I would do.
All right. Mrs. Lip, same question.
Well, I mean, unless I am misinformed, I'm pretty sure these children are not illegally obtaining firearms from people outside of their homes, would be my guess. So I think there needs to be more restrictions on how these kids are getting access to guns. You, as a parent, if you're going to have a gun in your house, you need to be responsible for how that gun is stored and who has access to it. And if the issue is the age at which you can that you can legally obtain a deadly weapon should be way higher than the age when you might still be in school. So if you can get an assault rifle at 19,
18.
Oh my gosh, that's insane, because they're gonna be people, they're gonna be children, because they're still children, they're still in school. You're a child. They're gonna be children who are obtaining guns and going into places where guns shouldn't be. And outside of that school, no one has a right to take that gun from him. As soon as he takes it in the school, clearly it's a problem. But there's no way that somebody who is of primary school age should be able to obtain a weapon, period.
Let's hear it.
I disagree with that, because if we at 18, if we could send kids to the army and send them to war, I can't tell another 18-year-old that they can't have a gun. Now, where I do agree with you a lot on is nobody should have access to like assault rifles. What do you need if you're not going to war? No matter 18 or 68 or 78 or any age in between, what the hell do you need an assault rifle for? What? For who? So you're not going hunting with it. You're not protecting your house by spraying anybody that comes near your house. I can understand a rifle or something along that, a rifle for like going hunting or something like that. And I can understand like a pistol or something along that line, a little handgun for self-protection. I get that, but I don't see why anybody, no matter what the age is has access to a semi-automatic or automatic weapon. That makes no sense to me. But in terms of the age thing, I don't think, who are we to tell 18-year-olds what they can't do? They can go to war. I can't say you can go to the army, but you can't have a beer.
I feel like that's a bigger issue, because in all honesty, I don't feel like 18-year-olds should be going to war. Having been an 18-year-old, having been surrounded by 18-year-olds at a point in my life, I think there's very little, in all honesty, that I don't know that 18 is the proper age to be making those kinds of decisions, whether it be going off to war, obtaining a weapon, buying cigarettes, all of these rights that you get at 18, most of which are things that you probably shouldn't be doing anyway. So I think that's a much bigger issue. I definitely stand firm with my stance that I don't believe an 18-year-old should be able to purchase a firearm.
Okay.
So,
go ahead, Vi. Go ahead.
So then in regards to the 18-year-old not being able to go to the army, okay, so some of these kids don't have any other option, or that's the best option for them, is either that or stopping burgers at McDonald's. What do you say to the kids in those situations or they come from broken families and the military helped make them become men?
No, I completely understand. Both of my parents were the same way. They both immediately went into the military when they left their homes, both from not great situations. And I don't have all the answers, but when it comes to the issue at hand, as far as obtaining weapons, I do not think 18-year-olds should be able to obtain weapons.
Okay. So basically, we're going to have to agree to disagree. You don't believe that 18-year-olds should be able to obtain weapons. Levi brings up a lot of good and valid points of what you can do at 18, except have a weapon for whatever that reason may be, protect yourself, hunting, blah, blah, blah. I think at the end of the day, though, we all agree that this young man should not have had an AR-15 in his possession, correct?
Yes.
We should agree on that. Yeah.
Nobody should have an AR-15.
Okay, so we're with the ban for the AR-15s?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, as somebody who's representing the strong and affirmative, pure, conservative part of America that would tell you the Second Amendment protects my right to have an AR-15 at any age that is legal, what justification do you have to tell me why I shouldn't have one? If the Constitution protects it.
The Constitution does not protect
the amendments.
It protects
Bill of
It
Rights.
protects the right to bear arms, and there are several other kinds of weapons that are more appropriate for the bearing of those arms. Whether
Who are you to judge?
Like I said, protecting your family.
Who are you to
something
judge?
like a pistol or going hunting, something like a rifle or
But
I don't
who
know.
are you to judge if you're not a part of the legislature? Who are you to judge what is an appropriate weapon for me to
As
bear
a
arms?
person who votes in the legislature, I think my voice is just as is just as important as anybody else's. And there are lots of other ways for this to be done. Just because a product exists and you put it in a category with other products that exist doesn't mean that you should have it. Period. I'm not saying you shouldn't have guns. I'm saying this one you shouldn't have. There's no justification for having an automatic weapon.
Well, let me get an example from DJ Envy from the Breakfast Club. He brought up the fact that the bad guys have the AR-15s, so I'm gonna have an AR-15 so I can protect myself from the bad guys. I'll be damned if I go into a situation like my man down in Florida who's getting persecuted because he was basically the armed truancy officer of the school, and he was afraid to go in. Now I won't say afraid. I'm going to say he did not immediately respond in kind to what he should have done per what President Trump said, which is he was a coward. He heard the shots. He didn't run in guns blazing with his little pea shooter against an AR-15 that would have lit his ass up. And because of that, I feel like you see opinions like DJ Envy saying, I got to get mine because they got theirs. They're the bad guys. They always going to get theirs. I got to stay protected. What do you say to that? Levi, I'm going to throw that to you.
No, there's no. All
right, Tony, I'm going to throw it to you.
More people, more dead people.
Right, but I'm saying, though, if the bad guys are going to get it, you feel like you need to be on an even playing field. That little pea shooter ain't going to get it if they coming through spraying.
I don't feel like every officer on the street should be armed like criminals. Every officer on the street should not have automatic weapons. That's why we have, departments like SWAT and other areas of law enforcement that are more appropriate for dealing with situations like that. Now, it's extremely unfortunate that this man was underarmed for the situation because it probably resulted in additional loss of life.
Now was he a coward? No, let me ask you that. Was he a coward?
No, absolutely not. He's not a coward.
And I want to make sure people know
he didn't. I'm going to lose my life either. Because he's not going to help the situation by running in with a pistol. He's not going to save anyone.
Right, and just to make sure everyone knows, he was being called a coward by the United States president because he had a pistol, heard the shots, and took cover. Basically, he was like, I'm hearing rapid shots that I cannot compete with. I'm taking cover until backup comes. Is he a coward for that, Levi?
Yep.
Oh,
me too.
Go. Okay. There we go. Let's go. Let's get it. Explain.
Yeah, I mean, I ain't running in against. If you got a knife, if I got a knife and you got a gun, I'm not. No. I'll just be a coward. Oh well.
So if he got the AK,
I'll be a live coward as opposed to a dead hero.
Okay. Oh shit. So if he got the AK, you hear that? And Mrs. Lip, what do you say to that? Fuck that.
I don't think.
Can we get it?
I don't think you're being a coward by doing your job as effectively as possible. He would not have been doing his job by running into that building. They might have called him a hero, but I think that perspective would be skewed because just because you are killed for trying to do a good job does not make you a hero. What would have been the purpose of him running in there? Just to distract the guy for the half a second it takes for a bullet to rip through his chest.
Maybe you would have got a good clean shot at him and shot him dead one time.
Like a video game. You got the little radar in the corner. You got the little sound effects with the headphones on, let you know you creep behind him, and then you. Hey, all I'm saying is they calling him a coward left or right. I agree with y'all. I'm not afraid to share my opinion. It's thinking out loud. Hey, if I hear the gun, and I got one handgun on my hip, I'm looking around, I'm looking and I'm by myself, and I'm finding somewhere to pray. Because at that point, there's nothing I can do for y'all. Being a martyr in that situation is not something that I feel like will help the situation. I feel like it's going to take a couple rounds to knock you down, and he's going to keep it moving to the next classroom. I think, personally, what protocol should be is if you are a truancy officer, you wait for the SWAT to come because they got the same guns that this fool got. He got the fully automatic. Wait for my niggas to come with the fully automatic. And then they can bang out. And I'll be right behind them with the hand on the shoulder. Like, okay, we going into this room. You know, we look in, I peek in, like, there you go. But I can't tell you I'd run in there. And Trump sound like a complete dumbass when he said that he, like many others, would run in unarmed to try to take down dude. Like, that's just asinine. And we gotta wrap the shit up. I wanted to address one final point and kind of end it on a lighter note. Sister Monique, we love and adore what you have done for black women in comedy, but god damn it, woman, we not unsubscribing from Netflix. Shit's too good. They got some new shit on there called 7 Seconds. Tony and I watched it, man. We couldn't stop for a minute. They got so many good shows, and it's not you, Monique. It's just that you not bringing nothing to the table that we need. Chris Rock, we could say we need that. Dave Chappelle, you could say we need that. Amy Schumer, I don't really need that. I don't even understand how that happened. However, because I do not find her funny, I want to get y'all quick hot takes on the fact that Monique is out here not only still perpetrating a fraud, that she feels that this Last Christmas or This Christmas or whatever the movie was. What the fuck was the movie called? What was
This
it?
Christmas?
This Christmas. She feels like she can compare This Christmas to every Amy Schumer film that came out in the last 2 or 3 years. It says, you know what? It's my resumes, babies. You know, my loves. It's the resume that shows you that I deserve more, my love. And I'm like, no, my love, because you're not funny to me like that, my love. And I will never subscribe to your ass. Now, what do y'all think about it? Because I'm a little salty that is going on this long, and I'm salty at the fact that she went on the Breakfast Club and tried to get Charlamagne to take back Donkey of the Day. You the Donkey of the Year, Monique, because you're dead wrong. Levi, I'm going to leave you with that. What you think about the Mo situation begging for the boycott?
No, she don't demand a boycott. For what? For who? For what? For her? No.
Right, and where were you at with the other boycotts? Where were you at for every other time that a black comedian, female or male, wasn't being well represented financially with what they deserved? Where were you at? You was doing Last Christmas or This Christmas, almost Christmas.
I'm going to quote the philosopher or the basketball player, former basketball player, Jalen Rose. You don't get what you deserve, only what you have the leverage to negotiate for.
Tony, what do you think?
I think Monique, bless her heart, I think she's done as best she could, but she misunderstands her influence. She's not in her prime. She does not have the staying power of the people that she's comparing herself with. And I don't think it's just because she's a female comic. I just think it's because of who she is. She's just not the shit like that.
Side note, before we do the last word, side note, Tiffany Haddish, who's a new black female comedian on the scene, new to most people, not new to us, new to most people, got a Netflix offer of $800,000 prior to Monique getting her offer for $500,000, which shows me there's more gravity to Tiffany Haddish from Netflix's perspective than there is for Monique, and she just got to deal with that. She got to deal with that. Do better. Do your own shows. Sell out your own arenas. It's been said over and over again. I'm going to leave it with that. I want to get your final word because I know Tony representing TLYarncrafts.com. She has her own blog. She has her own IG, 20,000 plus followers, and she's going live tonight in about 5-6 minutes. So let me get her the hell up out of here. What's your last words for the discussions tonight, baby?
I really, really hope they don't pass any stupid bills to arms teachers. That would be stupid.
That's what you need. No bills to arm teachers.
None. No, please.
All right. And any last words on Monique? Are you going to boycott Netflix for your girl? A black woman?
No.
A strong black woman like yourself?
You know
You're
what?
not going to be no hypocrite?
Not only am I not going to boycott Netflix, I have my own Netflix account and I pay for it out of my pocket. I'm not even borrowing a password. I'm team Netflix always.
I'm with you. We getting 2 accounts now because Monique want to act stupid.
No,
what you think? No. Levi, last word, bro. What you think about it? Guns and Monique. That's a badass ending, but go ahead. Guns and Monique. Because we don't want Monique to get no gun. Stop.
Make sure you vote. Please vote, motherfuckers, so we ain't got to deal with this shit.
All right. I heard the pain in.
Vote with your wallet in terms of Monique. So we have voted for Monique, but clearly we didn't vote in the previous election. So yeah, just please vote. Please.
All right, y'all.
Please.
You heard it here first. Please vote. Please, baby, please. You heard it from Tony. Please don't pass no stupid legislation. We get multiple Netflix accounts to prove with our pockets how much we support Netflix banning black women and comedians on Netflix. So, with that being said, jokes. It's just jokes. It's your boy, J Lip. I got Mrs. Lip in the building. Say goodbye, baby.
Bye.
And then I got the big homie, my brother, Levi in the building. Say peace to the people.
All right. Peace out. Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
And Tony, if you do this shit again, you know it's going to last longer. And
we out.
Levi?
I said it.
Oh.
Same time.
Same time, one
Come on,
time.
B.
Come on, one time,
Oh
one
my
time.
God.
We out.
This episode of TOL Podcast was executive produced by J Lip. And for more episodes, we're on YouTube, Soundcloud, and now iTunes. Go to TOLpodcast.com for the latest. Thank you for listening.